Hey guys, Shawn here bringing you some juice reviews today. This time I'm going to talk about a sampler pack that I ordered from PinkSpotVapors.com. 6 juices, technically 7 juices. They were nice enough to throw in a little 3 ml bottle of Blue Spot. So the sampler pack, however, is technically 6 ml bottles, $29.99, $6 shipping. Which, if you're keeping count, that brings us to $1 per mil for juice. A little steep, which I don't mind if it's a really awesome juice. I don't know that I can describe anything that I got from them as really awesome juice. I reviewed a Pink Spot and strawberry cotton candy on a different review. So if you want to check those out, hop over to one of the other videos, which was the head-to-head with All About Vapor. What I'm going to talk about on this video is Jane's Wild Juices, Washington Red Apple, Blueberry Mojito, Black Mamba, and Blue Spot. All of these juices are all 18 milligram. I can't tell you what the PG-VG mix is because they do not disclose it on their website or on their bottles, which is a little irritating. I initially got these in about 2 weeks ago and tried them on a 510 normal res atomizer at both 3.7 and 5 volts and was really disappointed with everything that I got. I mean, the juices, everything was coming off as just kind of a sweet warm vapor. I couldn't really identify any of the flavors. I had heard that Pink Spot pre-steeped their juices. I don't think that's the case. I let them sit up for about another week, tried them again. Flavors came out a little bit better. Still was not getting really good flavors out of them. You know, reached out to some of the guys at Vape TV and on Twitter to see if anybody had any experience with any of this, and everybody was like, hey, you know, maybe you need to try them on a 306 or a 901. You know, they tend to bring out their flavors more. Out of fairness, I was like, okay, well, I'll give it a shot. So I ordered a 1.7 306 and a 2.5 306 and have since vaped them at 3.7 and 5 volts. Which has now been 2 weeks since I ordered them. The flavors are better. I mean, they come around a little bit. Still not real excited about any of them. You know, we'll talk about the Black Mamba first. They describe it on their website as a martini-inspired e-juice that has some serious bite. A fierce blend of multiple flavors headlined by blackberry and a smooth cranberry flavor and a splash of citrus. I have to take their word at it. I don't know that I would refer to it as a fierce blend or having any kind of bite. There's definitely a blackberry, cranberry-ish flavor to it. I don't really pick up any citrus out of it myself. It is a good juice. It tastes good when you vape it. I would like a lot stronger flavors out of them, to be very honest. The vapor production was really good out of them. And one of the downsides for an 18 milligram is all of their juices seem to have a pretty strong throat hit out of them, which I wasn't really anticipating, both because it was an 18 milligram and because these are all kind of sweet juices, and I don't really anticipate getting as solid of a throat hit as what I got out of this. Now, if you're a big fan of throat hit, you'll probably be really pleased with it. I don't mind a throat hit if I'm doing tobacco or coffee or something along that lines. I'm not really a big fan of it when it comes to the sweet juices. So that being said, the Black Mamba was, in my opinion, one of the shining stars out of the group that I got. It was one of the better flavors, mostly because the flavors were strong enough that you were actually getting something. I mean, you were getting a good flavor even if it wasn't necessarily super distinguishable. The Washington Red Apple voted the best apple flavor in the industry by a few family members and a couple friends and a guy that owes me $20. I kind of believe that statement. It's because it's just apple, that's what you taste. I mean, it's definitely an apple juice. It's sweet, it's got that apple flavor to it. Again, I wish there was just more of it. I wish it was a stronger apple flavor. Again, good vapor production, and again, a really strong throat hit out of it. Not one of my super favorites. It really came off for the most part as just being kind of sweet. with a very light hint of apple out of it. The blueberry mojito, you know, it was, again, out of the 7 juices they sent me, one of the ones that kind of stuck out to me. The mojito part of it was really good, actually. The mint really stands out. It tastes very, very similar to an actual mojito. The blueberry, you couldn't necessarily identify as blueberry, but you could tell there was definitely something other than just a standard mojito in it. Some sort of a berry-ish flavor. But it's good. Again, none of these I wouldn't go so far as to say I don't like. I just wish the flavors were stronger out of them. But the blueberry mojito was one of the 2 out of the 7 that actually stood out pretty nicely for me. The blue spot, they describe on their website as the smooth flavor is the Chuck Norris of e-juices. Prepare for a roundhouse kick to the taste buds. Blueberry, pineapple, lime. No. That's all I can say is, you know, when you have a description of getting a roundhouse kick to the mouth, it had better have a ton of flavor to it, and it's not. You know, again, the blueberry is subtle in it. There is definitely a citrusy taste to it. I don't pick up any pineapple at all, and was not a winner in my book. Again, it wasn't bad. It needs stronger flavors, guys. I don't know how else to express that. The flavors really need to be stronger. And then the last one that is the Jane's Wild Juices, which is supposed to be pineapple, amaretto, and peach, and that is what I have loaded up in my atomizer right now. I've got it again on the 1.7 306 on my Ego. So let's take a quick vape, show you vapor production, and we'll see if pineapple, amaretto, and peach is what it stands out on it. As you can see, vapor production is really good. So there's no downside to the vapor production at all. Pineapple, amaretto, and peach. Now that I've read the description again and vaped it, I would say that the flavor that stands out the most on it is the peach. There's a little bit of the amaretto taste to it. I don't really taste any pineapple at all. The amaretto just adds a little hint of sourness to it, I think. The peach is very subtle, which is kind of the same story with all of them. I wish it was... It could really be argued that if they kicked up the flavor in these another notch, they would just be outstanding. But as they sit, they're just okay. And at $1 per mil, I don't want okay. At $1 a mil, I expect the clouds to open up and angels to sing when I vape it, and that's just not what's happening here. Again, it's not bad, and if you're not looking for a really strong flavor, if you're looking for a subtle flavor but that's sweet, I think you'd probably like any of their juices. The Jane's Wild Juices specifically is not bad. It's pretty good. I like the blueberry mojito and I like the black mamba better, just because the flavors actually stand out. They're actually there, and again, the throat hit is pretty solid for an 18 milligram hit. So, you know, my overall impression is meh. They're okay. They're not bad. You know, I won't. You know, maybe I'll steep them for a little while longer and try them again and see if the flavors come out. You know, I'll put a little note in the comments if that turns out to be the case. But as of right now, you know, if you're looking for throat hit and you're looking for subtle sweet flavors, you know, I think you'll enjoy the Pink Spot. If you're really looking for, as they say, a kick in the mouth, you know, I'm probably going to have to say pass on the Pink Spot. On a side note, the 306s are a win. If you're a dripper, definitely go to Empire Mods and pick you up some 306s and a drip shield. It really makes a big difference on the flavors and on the hit, and not having to worry about any dripping atomizers on your PVs. So I'll get some more juice reviews to you real shortly. In the meantime, keep vaping, and thanks for watching.